Nikhil Bajaj from Mumbai, and I've pursued mechanical engineering. And my name is Sunvic Global Trading, which is based in Mumbai. And we've been exporting agro products since 2016, mainly rice and ginger. Uh, we have our ginger farms in Aurangabad in Maharashtra, and our rice mill is in Chandigarh. So my discussion today is about use of engineering in agriculture, and also another mainstream in agriculture engineering, which helps the farmers to increase the productivity and their yield. So the main in agriculture engineering, the main thing was irrigation, which was before the before Christ, like 2000 BC, and large irrigation structures were also present in India and Balochistan in the before the Christian era. Also, it was practiced in Peru and by the Incas, and in North America by the Aztecs. Now we'll discuss about what is agriculture engineering. Agriculture engineering is basically the use of technology and science in agriculture to develop machinery, structures, and to develop improved agricultural production. So how does it help in agriculture is the engineers who do agriculture engineering, they get the knowledge to how new machinery and the equipments help in the increasing the yield of the farmers and reducing the time and labor of the farmers so that the yield is more. This increases the efficiency of the farmers with the help of new and advanced technologies. Now, there are various types of agriculture engineering. We can see here as irrigation and drainage systems, the crop production, agricultural economics, then there is dairy management, and also the post-harvest technologies that we learn in agriculture engineering. The agricultural waste management system, which is the main thing which should be focused on in the current situations. So we'll discuss few of the types. This diagram shows us how the irrigation and drainage system helps in agriculture, which is the main base of agriculture. So here we can see that there are many power stations and the technology which is used in current situations or in the current day-to-day time, which is you can see the main water inlet or the river which is connected to the farms using diversions, and the drainage system also is automated using sensors and many other controls. We know that water is life, how water is important for doing agriculture. So irrigation plays an important role which helps us to save water and give the necessary amount of water to the crops. We all might be knowing that there are various types of irrigation used, like surface irrigation, the subsurface irrigation, sprinkler irrigation, and the drip irrigation. The surface irrigation is further divided into the flooding and furrow irrigation. Flooding irrigation is mainly used in crops like rice, where we need more water for growing such crops. And in furrow irrigation is also used so that where the land is not, flooding can be used only where the land is flat or it is curved. Because if the land is not curved or flat, the water will just pass away. Also, the flooding irrigation is divided into two types, that is border and basin. In the border type, the crops water is supplied near the water supply near the root of the crops. And in basin, there are two types, the check basin and the ring basin. The check basin type of irrigation is used for paddy crops, and the ring basin is used for orchards like mangoes, apples. Also, subsurface irrigation, there are two types, natural and artificial. In natural, the water is allowed to flow to the surface, and in artificial, it is supplied to the crops using internal pipes. In sprinkler irrigation, it is an traditional method in which sprinklers are used to cover large area of the crops. And in drip irrigation is the latest and the most advanced type of irrigation, which helps to uh, supply water to the crops near the roots using pipes. Now, as we have gone through the irrigation without studying, having good knowledge of irrigation, we can't proceed to the drainage. Drainage being the most important part because of irrigation of agriculture, because if there is excess water, the crop may get damaged or destroyed. So whenever there is excess water in the field, to extract this water, our drainage system should be very good. Drainage system not only increases the profitability but also eliminates the difficulties and allows the mechanized agriculture system, as soil is a very non-renewable resource. Now we'll discuss a bit about the drainage system. The drainage system consists of the suction pipes, which are known as the field drains, which we can see, which are uh, inserted near the crops, and also a collector pipe, which is called the collector drain, and the main drain. So the water, when irrigated, percolates through the openings in the pipe wall near the suction pipe to the field drain, and then it is transferred to the collector pipe. The collector then releases the water into the main drain. So this main drain, what it does is it takes the water to the outlet, like rivers, like other outsources or the artificial ponds which the farmers have created so that they can reuse the water for irrigation. Also, the drainage system is, the outlet is divided into two types, which is the gravitational and the pumping one. In the gravitational one, as the outlet is, the main source is greater than the outlet source, it pulls the water towards it. So it helps the farmers to remove the water and drain the water easily. Using the pumping systems, which is generally done nowadays, the water can be drained easily. You can see how the crops are being, rice is being planted or it's been harvested. Agriculture engineering also helps us to know about dairy management. So we can visit this website and we can know how animal management and their breeding, how their breeding is done, how milk management is done, as we export milk from India to a very large extent. So even dairy management can help us with a lot of knowledge. Agriculture engineering also includes post-harvest technology. As you can see, for example, rice, how the rice is cultivated from the field, then harvested, and all these processes like threshing, drying, cleaning, weighing, milling, all is done until we get the final product, that is the packaging. And then we can export it to a very good extent to multiple countries. Agriculture engineering also teaches us about the agriculture economics, which means that we want farmers to become managers and robots to do the farming. Now, this will happen only when the villages will become urbanized. Now, this urbanization means that if the farmers get good infrastructure, if they get good roads, and they are connected to good corridors, then the supply chain can, the farmers can get good supply chain, and thus they can increase the agricultural production and get the country good fruits in the form of exporting to various different countries. Now, this is the last one, which is very necessary to be looked upon, that is the agricultural waste management. Now, agricultural waste is generated every in multiple quantities every year, every 6 months, which is due to the very fast growing population. So these agricultural wastes are usually generated by the crop residue, by the agro industries, which, like after the milling of rice and everything, other grains, the wastes are just left out. Even from the livestock, that is the cow dung and urine from the poultry farms and aquaculture. These agricultural wastes were usually used like for combustion or animal fodder or composting in traditional methods. But all these led to a global issue where they are burned or buried in the soil, causing pollution of the air, water, and also global warming. So we need to think about what should be done of this. So there are many other benefits also which can be taken by managing this agricultural waste, is that the main component in the agricultural waste or the crop residue is cellulose, followed by lignin and hemicellulose. Now, this hemicellulose and lignin and cellulose can be used as a sustainable source of biofuel, which helps us to generate biodiesel, biogas, biohydrogen, and other bioenergy, which can be used to mitigate the fossil fuel shortage and the climate changes that are being carried out carried out by nature in our country. Studies say that the strategic management and valorization, that is getting useful benefits from waste of lignocellulosic biomass, can develop several household products like biomass, biofuel, biomethane, and many other products. This is a cycle how agricultural waste is treated and converted into useful products. Now it comes to machinery and technology, that is the main use of engineering in agriculture. So various machineries and technologies have been developed using engineering and which are being used in day-to-day life by the farmers to reduce their time and also their labor and their and the amount of efforts they put so that we can get good yield. Now there are various levels in the production line which we need to do for making the soil ready for growing the crops. So they are the primary and secondary level of pH of the soil, then the seeding and planting, fertilizer application, distribution, and pest control, which is very much necessary. Also irrigation, drainage, as we have discussed earlier, then the transportation, storage, and the handling of the crops. In earlier years or the earlier age, animals were the primary source of energy which were used in farming, for plowing, for many other, for transporting, and it was a very tough job for the farmers in farming. Later on, it was then followed by steam power, then the gas power tractors, followed by diesel engines. So, in the developed nations, it has caused lowering the number of farm workers, but the farm production has continuously increased with the use of agricultural machinery. So, we can say that technology in agriculture has transformed and increased the production and quality of the products. Modern machinery has upgraded the agricultural industry for the best. So there are few essential and commonly used machinery which we will be discussing in further slides, like the combine harvester, the rotary tiller, the plow, which I will show. So here we can see few of the machineries that are used nowadays. The first one is the plow. Earlier it was used manually by the bullock carts, and nowadays we have attachments which can be connected to the tractors and which makes the work easy. Here we can see the combine harvester, which works like a comb cutter for cutting mature crops with threshing at the same time. So this reduces the long hours of day wasting in harvesting activities. Multiple combine harvester is developed in such a way that it can harvest multiple crops such as wheat, corn, barley, soya beans, etc. at the same time. This is a rotary tiller which is used for making the lumps of soil and preparing it for the harvesting. This disc harrow is one of the essential equipment used in secondary tillage as it helps breaking up the soil easily and faster to give it a rich finish when it comes to prepare a final seed bed. This is a leveler which is used in the final step to level the soil and to create a moist environment for the crops, reducing the consumption of fertilizers, chemicals, and fuel. Here we discuss is the latest technology which has been developed known as the laser land leveler. Here we can see is a laser transmitter and a laser receiver connected to a blade and a collector bucket, which is then eventually connected to a tractor. So what happens is here is the laser transmitter and the receiver maintain a height which is equal from the level of the ground. And there's a hydraulic pump connected to the scraper bucket so that it scrapes out the excess soil and levels the soil to a same level. The laser leveler has this major impact on germination, the yield of crops, moisture, and the most importantly, it saves water up to 35%. Here are some machines which are used in foreign countries, maybe used in India as well, but we can also import them or try to match and make them in our country as well. So this first is the round baler. This machine is actually used to make large round bales of fodder or hay so that it can be stored in a less area and can be used whenever the cattle needs it. This machine's name is a Tanko 1320. It is a bale wrapper machine. So this machine is latest in its series that picks up the fodder from the fodder bale from the ground and wraps the fodder bale into plastic film so that the fodder can stay fresh for a long time and can be given to the cattle when required. So using all these automated machines have reduced the manual labor and so that the time also is saved and the hard efforts taken by the farmer to load and unload is also saved. This machine is a plastic mulching machine which is very useful as it lays a plastic film over the soil so that the moisture content of the soil is retained and at the same time it makes holes and also sows the seeds at the same time. So this helps to reduce the labor and the time and increase the efficiency. The ditch cleaner machine is used and is very necessary to remove the excessive weeds which are laid in the collector drains or the irrigation pipes so that the water is drained easily and there are other weeds or unwanted plants which are not necessary can be removed. The other end of this ditch cleaner is fitted with a pump so that the muddy water which is left out in the drain can be sprayed to the field and reused for irrigation. Here we can see the solar power tractor, which is the next generation tractor, which is going to be used so that we can save the non-conventional resources and increase the efficiency. Now here is the world's biggest tractor, that is the Big Bird 747 tractor. Now the main lookout for this tractor is that it has the energy which is 10 times more or equal to the 10 normal tractors which are used in the field. Its height is around 14 feet and it has 21 plowing attachments. The main attraction for this is that it can plow 1 hectare land in just 2 minutes. So we should take more efforts to import such machines to our country and increase our agricultural farming products. So I would like to end my discussion with the use of the above mentioned agricultural machinery and technology. Farming has improved more like science than art. The sole purpose of using technology and machinery is improving the productivity, efficiency, and making farming more sustainable. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for a very informative presentation. I'll take up the questions from the participants. In the meantime, can you please stop sharing the screen, sir?
Yeah.
Thank you. The first question is, please tell us about your education and career background.
I have pursued mechanical engineering from Mumbai University, and then I was looking after my father's business in engineering products, manufacturing of gears and other products. Then I shifted to export and import of agro products, and we have been exporting agro products since 2016, mainly rice and ginger.
Okay. How come you took an interest in agriculture, sir?
Sorry?
How come you took an interest in agriculture?
Agriculture was actually considered to be just for survival. But here we can see the scope after exporting to different countries that the main crops which they want are being cultivated and harvested in our own country. So why not increase the agricultural demand and the efforts that we need to put to increase the production of crops in our country? That was the reason I got into this.
Okay. Next question is, while doing the mechanical engineering course, did you work on any agriculture projects?
No, not much actually, but we have developed many small projects like a cycle which was automated and which could be used by farmers to load and unload the products.
Okay. Next question is, what does Sunvic Global Trading in Mumbai do?
Sunvic Global Trading is actually a company which exports agro products and engineering products. We also do textiles and pharma products.
What pharma products, sir? Can you just mention?
Pharma products includes the cough syrups and multivitamins, and also some cosmetic products as well.
Okay, you are into producing those products.
Come again?
You are into producing those products, is it?
Yeah,
Ah,
our company is in Chandigarh.
Chandigarh. Okay, okay, fine. Do you provide any consultancy services to farmers, sir? Related to now you are into supplying these machines. Do you
Yeah,
provide them any consultancy on this?
we can try to.
Okay, okay. Now, if any of our members get in touch with you, maybe you can help them out
Yeah, sure.
to provide them a solution.
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
We can
okay.
also help in importing these machines, like which can be used by them to
Mhm.
increase the yield and everything.
Okay, fine. Who are all your customers?
Our customers are from Dubai, from United States, and from Uganda, and many other countries.
Okay, fine. Does the farmers get subsidy or help from government for purchase for importing these agriculture machineries?
Subsidy, I have subsidy. We need to check with APEDA for that.
Okay, fine. Okay. I have one question, sir. Are farmers updated on these technologies? What are the machineries most commonly used by farmers in India?
Most commonly used are like the disc harrows and the tractors which are used already in India. So even the solar tractors are being brought. Like we have the solar rickshaws as well for loading and unloading the crops, which we can see. We have seen in Shark Tank India also in the season 1.
Are the farmers ready to import these agriculture machineries, sir? Are they
Yeah,
willing to?
yeah,
No,
they are
how
ready.
difficult it is for you to convince them?
It is not difficult to convince them because it is being imported to increase the yield and also to reduce their hard efforts that they are putting to make their life easy. So that, like as I said, that we want to make the farmers the managers and we want the robots to do the farming.
Okay. Okay. And if somebody wanted to purchase an combined harvester, like imported machine, what would be the approximate cost for it?
The approximate cost for combined harvester goes around 15 to 20 lakhs, but it depends on the duty which will be applied for importing. It depends on from which country we are importing. So if we import from a country with whom we have a friendly tie-up, so maybe it can be freely importable as well.
Okay. Like you are into this rice mill also. Can you just tell us what would be the approximate investments to start up a small size of rice mill to be viable?
Rice mill actually can be started by it requires a very big investment because it needs a lot of space and the setup is quite big because we need latest machines to sort the grains and to grade the grains into different varieties, and then the packaging also needs a lot of space. So usually it is a very for a small startup it is not possible. So if 2 or 3 farmers can combine and make a startup, it will be possible.
Okay. Fine. And you are also into ginger processing, right, sir?
Yes.
What are the basic requirements for that ginger processing unit to start up and
Ginger
ginger?
processing unit usually requires a heater. Like now we have the fresh ginger with us in our farms, so we can make ginger powder, sell as ginger itself. So for ginger powder also we need pulverizers and many other packaging machines and dryers so that the process goes on.
Okay. So you are all.
Currently we are supplying fresh ginger to many countries, so we have not got into the other processes.
Okay. So you are also into producing ginger, cultivation of ginger and rice, is it?
Yeah.
How long you have been doing this, sir?
It's been more than 10 years.
Okay. Where do you have your farm?
We have a ginger farm at Aurangabad in Maharashtra.
Okay. And where you buy saplings for that, sir? Ginger saplings.
Ginger saplings are managed by our own people from there only.
And do you supply the saplings for those who wanted to purchase it?
Yeah, we can manage to supply them.
And any buyback, anything you do, sir, with farmers?
No.
You don't have any buyback contract. Okay. And like somebody wants to cultivate ginger, if they get in touch with you, you can provide them the details?
Yeah, we can provide.
Do you charge anything for your services?
Yeah, it depends from the crop to crop.
Okay. Okay. And what all type of rice you grow, sir?
We have basmati rice and Suvarna rice. That's the two varieties. That IR 64 as well, parboiled.
What are the important points to be noticed while cultivating rice?
Important points are that the grain should not be harvested after it should not be delayed to harvest so that the grain does not go bad. And even its color is the main importance which is given. Like the white sella should be remain white and the golden sella should remain golden. So if we harvest the golden sella earlier, so it may damage the color and the qualities and its fragrance as well. So it depends on the harvesting, and then while processing and packaging also there are various care to be taken. Like it is segregated into different varieties like broken and the whole grain. So that all should be also be taken care.
Okay. I have one last question. Can you give an example of any farmer with the help of you could increase his yield?
Any farmer to increase his yield.
Yeah. Who have consulted you and was able to increase his yield. You can remember, you can tell, sir. Otherwise, no issue.
Yeah. So the main is like irrigation and the drainage system, which should be focused on, so that like we can hear that there are drought times also. So we should focus on our irrigation and drainage, and also the agricultural waste management, which I said.
So do you help farmers in setting up this irrigation to their farm?
No, not as of now.
Okay, you don't do that. Only you're into supplying these machineries. Okay, okay. Let me check if we have any further questions. I don't see any further questions, sir. We have now completed the round of questions. On behalf of agricultureinformation.com, we like to thank Mr. Nikhil Bajaj for the talk and for answering the questions in detail. I like to also thank all the participants in the meeting. This meeting will now be closed.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome, sir.